Have you ever wondered what it's like to live on a boat? To sell everything you own, untie from the dock and head for the horizon? That's exactly what we did. So climb aboard and come with us as we go seeking adventure. At least for me, I immediately think, I don't want to be doing this anymore. I'm literally thinking, maybe this wasn't the right choice. You know, I feel like boating is, it's incredible. It is just, it's so amazing when things work. And not everything needs to be perfect, obviously, because there's always some things there's always boat projects. But the things that you rely on in order to be able to stop and sleep for the night, there's a few things on the boat that you can't be without.
I had to put the anchor down by hand, and then it didn't set the first time. That's the first time that's ever happened. So I had to pull it up, about 50, 60 feet of chain and the anchor by hand. Not very easy.
When you can't count on your windlass, that is incredibly stressful. Whether it's a small fix or a big fix, at the moment when they break, you don't know what's going on. I say that we'll get in the dinghy and just kind of get away.
Have some fun.
Get away from this boat a little bit, get my mind on something different, and look for that sunken plane.
Yep.
So yeah, let's go over there and take a look.
Let's do it. This one I don't mind her playing with because there's nothing in there. But this one, there's a little conch in there, so I'm gonna put it back. I just thought it was kind of cool to find one. I'm gonna put him back. She's giving it a proper burial. So this has been really nice, but I think it's time to go back to the boat and see if we are on ground, because we were anchoring where it was very shallow. So I say we go and take a look and see. We are getting ready to leave this anchorage in Norman's Key. It's been very nice, but having the windlass problem took a little bit away from it, but we made the best of it. We had some fun yesterday and we were up early this morning, and we're going to go down to Warderick Wells. And if Wardrick Wells doesn't work out, we do have a plan B and a plan C already picked out. Wardrick Wells is inside of the Sea and Land Park of Exuma, and there's mooring balls there, so that will be kind of nice. So if we do get a mooring ball, if there's room for us, we're going to stay there for at least 2 nights, maybe even 3, just see what the next spot looks like and what the wind will be. Everything we do depends on the wind. So that wasn't so bad. It was the most difficult part of that was getting the anchor up. Although the windlass was working, it was incredibly windy over there, about 15 knots, which doesn't sound too bad, but when you're trying to hold the boat still and you have a strong current, it's pretty difficult. And Darren's not Magnus hitch, right? Magnus hitch? It got stuck. So it took much longer than it ordinarily would. So just a little bit of a stressor there, but other than that, coming out of the cut into Norman's was much worse yesterday. So that was pretty easy. So now it should be smooth sailing. We have the wind behind us, so it doesn't really feel windy at all. But if we had turned the boat around right now, it would feel really bad up here. And also the waves are behind us, and they're only about a foot. They're going to continue to be a foot with 3-second intervals up until around 11. So we're hoping to be to Wardrick Wells before 11 o'clock, and that's when the waves increase to 2 feet, 3 seconds, and that's a big difference. We've been in 2 feet, 3 seconds many times before, and it's really choppy and very uncomfortable on Sea Star. So Darren is at the helm. I'm gonna go downstairs, start some breakfast, and I'm actually gonna start a loaf of bread. We are out of bread. And then we're gonna get some coffee going.
It'll be a good morning.
It'll be a good morning. Turns out getting into Wardrick Wells is a mad rush right now, so I'm glad we left early.
Well, once you straight back up, you're gonna be going to the mooring or the fish mooring after the mooring.
The people working there are doing a really good job, but there's a waiting list. And because there's a waiting list, they won't allow you in that channel until somebody has left, and then you are assigned that ball, which is really nice because it creates less chaos when you're down in that area because it's not very wide.
Wardrick Wells is one of several islands in North Exuma and serves as the headquarters for Exuma Cays and Land and Sea Park, a no-take zone by land and sea. The channel here is narrow, and you can only stay the night by renting a mooring ball. Hiking is a must when you're here, and the view from the hilltops is enough to take your breath away. Although their website says, "Leave no sign of your visit but footprints in the sand and ripples in the water," there is an exception to this rule. Boo Boo Hill. The highest point on Wardrick Wells is a place of offering to Poseidon. There is rumored to have been a shipwreck on the rocks beneath the hill where everyone aboard perished. Although we didn't hear it, it is said that on windy nights you can actually hear the drowned sing. At some point after this tragedy, passing boats started leaving an offering to Poseidon in hopes of safe passage.
So we tried to make it to the Boo Boo Beach.
Yeah, that's across the island on the other side. But when we got over a creek and through a bunch of rocks, I saw all of a sudden there's a sign that says dogs have to be on the beach only and on leash in order to respect the wildlife, I guess birds for the most part. So
Lizards.
I mean, yeah,
which
So
we get.
we have to respect that.
Yeah,
so we turned around. We're gonna come back tomorrow without Captain Kaya and walk on these difficult dress. I also kind of worry about her feet a little bit.
Yeah, she should have her shoes on.
She should have her shoes on, and there's a bunch of holes in these rocks, and if she was to step through that hole, she could easily break her leg. And doubtful that they have a veterinarian here in Wardrick Wells. So we're going back. We're going to just check out the beaches a little bit and come back and do some more hiking tomorrow.
Yep.
I charge for this, you know. It's not free.
Someone's got to stay in it and steer it, Monica. Just keep pulling.
This is so different than I expected. I don't really know what I expected, but these barren cliffs, and it's just amazing. It's really pretty. It's really cool. And the scenery is breathtaking. Wardrick Wells Key is definitely worth a visit. We're walking around today without Captain Kaya because it's too rough for her paws here. It's full of these goat trails, although there's no goats here. It's rugged terrain, barren rocks, and not too much wildlife. We've seen some giant hermit crabs, and there are some endangered. They don't really look like rats. I think they look more like a hamster.
Really big ones.
I don't know. I know what they're... I've seen the writing, but I don't know how to pronounce it. There are some lizards here, and that's about it that we've seen as far as wildlife. Highborn Key is full of these rugged trails or rugged terrain with barren rocks. It's just beautiful here, and it's fun to walk around. It's a type of terrain that we've never been in before, and it's not really what I expected, although I didn't really expect anything. I don't know what I was expecting.
Why did you call it Highborn Key?
Oh, isn't that... Where are we?
Wardrick Wells.
Oh. Cut.
Get ready for take two.
Wardrick Wells is full of these rugged trails with barren rocks, and very little life. There's supposed to be, which we actually saw one, really big snails. What are those snails?
Um,
Cut.